Breaking news, breaking news. Sean P. Diddy Combs' mother, Janice Combs, has finally spoken out.
His life too much, and so I stepped in there to help adopt and raise.
That's what I say. Evil is everywhere. That's a public service announcement. Beware.
The matriarch behind the curtain. You've heard the headlines. Hip-hop titan Sean Diddy Combs, fighting for his freedom in a Manhattan courthouse. What almost no one's talking about is the silver-haired woman seated 2 rows behind him, his mother, Janice. Rumor says she isn't just a supportive parent. She may be the architect of the twisted empire now collapsing in open court. Stick around, because what unravels tonight makes every scandal you've heard so far feel like a warm-up. Act. Courtroom smoke and mirrors. Day 15, and tension inside Judge Subramanian's wood-paneled chamber crackles louder than the reporters' keyboards. Defense lawyers beg for a mistrial, insisting prosecutors poison the jury by hinting Diddy torched Kid Cudi's car. The judge isn't buying it. He bangs the gavel. Trial rolls on. Cameras catch Jessie, Delilah, Christian, Justin, and Quincy filing in. Matching blazers, rehearsed smiles. From the gallery, it looks like family unity. Insiders whisper it's a photo op carefully staged by a crisis PR firm billing 6 figures a week. But that polished tableau can't muffle the next bombshell. Harlem Nights and a mother's shadow. Long before the mansions in Champaign, there was a cramped apartment off 135th Street. Janice Small Combs juggled a school bus route by daylight.
You know, I'm not really sure, but I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot. Again, like, I'm sitting here with my kids in my house. Easy to find me.
And escort clients after dusk, sources say. Former bodyguard Gene Deal swears teenage Sean wandered the hallway while adults handled business behind cracked doors. His father, Melvin, a feared Harlem hustler, was shot dead when Sean was 2. Violence, hustling, and late-night payoffs became bedtime stories. If you ever wondered how a boy turns billion-dollar talent into allegations of SA and racketeering, start here, in Mom's living room, with a black and white TV flickering midnight blue after midnight. Fast forward 30 years, and history threatens to repeat. Only this time, the targets are Sean's own daughters. Graduation day should taste like freedom. But Jessie and Delilah couldn't shake the metallic bite of anxiety. Hours after tossing their caps, they told 765,000 Instagram followers, "College can wait. We're building our brand." The hoodie line soared, but skeptics noticed the tremor in their smiles. Court transcripts reveal both girls bolted from the courtroom when a male escort described multi-day freak-offs involving IV bags and concealed cameras. Friends say hearing those details ripped open memories they'd buried. Late-night modeling lessons, grown men invited to family ski trips, a grandmother urging them to look your father's partners in the eye and smile. Add the looming threat of asset seizure. If federal agents claw back Diddy's fortune, the twins' trust funds vanish overnight. Someone decided the girls needed a lifeline, and she's no stranger to standing in Diddy's path. Kimora Lee Simmons remembers promising her best friend, the late Kim Porter, "Your babies will always be my babies." She's kept that oath. In Instagram shout-outs, backstage dance recital pep talks, and quiet checks slipped to the twins when Dad wasn't looking. Last spring, she told reporters, "I have their back, always and forever." Days later, her Los Angeles living room filled with smoke as flames chewed through antique beams. Firefighters contained the blaze. The cause remains undetermined. Online gumshoes didn't hesitate. Message sent. Kimora hired new security and doubled down, attending the trial on days the twins felt too shaky to face the gallery alone. Yet it's the lessons allegedly taught behind Combs' mansion doors that chill observers the most. TikTok sleuths freeze-framed a viral clip. Diddy and Janice recline side by side, IV lines taped to their arms. "We're just recharging," he jokes. Viewers zoomed in, Janice's nails painted stark white. Cassie testified Diddy required female partners to lacquer white or French tips. Contrast for explicit recordings. Conspiracy? Coincidence? Add unverified but persistent chatter that Janice helped prep the twins. Slowly normalizing lingerie shoots, adult-only yacht parties, even mock etiquette dinners, where celebrity men twice their age were dinner guests. None of this is in the indictment, but every whisper weighs on the court of public opinion. Rumor flagged. No mainstream confirmation. Meanwhile, the prosecution keeps stacking sworn testimony that feels ripped from a thriller. Cassie Ventura trembles on the stand describing days-long sex marathons fueled by cocaine and MDMA. A male escort backs her up, recounting orders to perform while Combs filmed from a leather armchair. He says the IV drips were mandatory, so nobody collapses. Mid-sentence, he locks eyes with Jessie across the aisle. She bolts. Defense lawyers hammer credibility. The judge overrules half their objections. Inside the courthouse, President Trump winks at reporters, refusing to rule out a future pardon. The circus swells, but the jury hears every sordid detail. And as the evidence piles up, the once glittering Combs brand starts to fissure in real time. Last October, 6 Combs children posted a black background statement calling the charges absurd. Christian's signature sat dead center. What? Fans didn't know. He'd quietly been served in a separate civil suit echoing his father's allegations. PR insiders whisper the siblings now speak to each other mainly through stylists and managers. At home, staff report Jessie tapes blackout paper over her bedroom windows. Delilah airdrops articles on trauma therapy. And Christian scrolls TMZ like a lifeline. The hashtag #ChocherCombsStrong trends each time court recesses, but screenshots leak of frantic group texts begging lawyers for a settlement. Those lawyers know the stakes, because the feds are already mapping which Combs properties could hit the auction block. 17 luxury cars, 5 houses, Bad Boys publishing catalog. Prosecutors want it all under federal forfeiture if the racketeering conviction sticks. Financial analysts say the twins' fashion startup would lose its seed money overnight. Bankers whisper about trustees quietly liquidating art to cover looming legal bills. Then came that unexpected question at a press gaggle. Would you consider pardoning Sean Combs, Mr. President? Trump shrugged. No one's asked me yet. The comment ricocheted across social media, reminding everyone that life or death courtroom stakes can still morph into political football. Which leaves one looming question. If a guilty verdict drops, does the Combs dynasty finally shatter? Or does the cycle just mutate? Janice Combs sits in the back row, spine straight, eyes fixed on the son many say she molded in her own image. The twins clutch each other a few seats away, while Kimora Lee hovers like a guardian angel no one invited but everyone now expects. The jury's decision could strip billions, end careers, maybe even free the next generation from a legacy of whispered secrets. But history has a habit of repeating when no one's willing to rip out the roots. So tell me, if the gavel falls against Diddy, does the story close? Or does a darker sequel start to write itself? Drop your thoughts below, and as always, stay tuned, because the next twist in this saga is only one headline away. But lean in, because there's one last layer to peel back, and it might be the most important 3 minutes you spend today. Picture the courtroom emptied for the night, fluorescent lights humming over polished oak, and a lone evidence cart parked beside the witness stand. On that cart sits a brown banker's box labeled Janice Combs Personal. Prosecutors haven't opened it yet, at least not in front of cameras. But 2 sources swear they saw ledger pages thick with column after column of dates, dollar amounts, and initials that read like a who's who of music, sports, and politics. If that box contains the rumored diary, it could blow open a map of every backroom favor and offshore transfer that fueled the Combs machine for 30 years. Now imagine the twins, Jessie and Delilah, watching from the hallway monitors as that lid finally lifts. Every entry could answer questions they've spent their lives too scared to ask. Why did certain uncles visit only on Tuesdays? Why did grandma insist on white nail polish before family dinners? And why did their mother, Kim Porter, keep a packed bag in the closet labeled "in case of emergency"? Meanwhile, industry power brokers are already running diagnostics on their own vulnerabilities. Record execs who bragged about yacht weekends with Puff are scrubbing social feeds. Fashion houses that banked on Combs-branded colognes are quietly halting ad buys. Even a handful of congressional campaign committees, yes, the ones that cashed those gala night checks, have hired crisis firms to review donor exposure. If the diary comes out, the fallout won't be a tidy circle around Diddy's estate. It'll be a spiderweb fracture traveling through every corner of entertainment and influence. But here's the kicker. Sources say federal agents need a warrant upgrade to unseal personal writings. That motion hits the judge's desk next week. If granted, the contents could become public record within 48 hours. Translation? The next chapter of this saga might drop between your Monday commute and your Wednesday lunch break. So set your notifications, because when those pages surface, if they surface, you'll want the raw details before the spin cycle starts. Until then, watch the eyes, not the smiles. Look for who suddenly cancels interviews, who lawyer-ups, and who posts cryptic Bible verses at 2 a.m. Somewhere in that nervous shuffle, you'll find the people who know exactly what's in that box, and exactly how much they stand to lose. When the world finds out, stay curious, stay cautious, and keep the comments section lit, because the biggest reveal may be only days away.